had to wait my turn, now it's my time. Cause I done waited long enough. But you gotta be strong enough. See, I done waited long enough. But you gotta be strong enough.
Good evening, Conscious Creators. I'm Jean Aaron, life coach, also known as the Conscious Creator, like yourselves. And I hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday, wonderful weekend. It's winding down. I know we're getting ready to start our work week tomorrow, and I hope it was a good weekend. Actually, it's actually Thursday in reality. Tonight is Thursday, and I'm actually traveling this weekend. So I'm recording early. I'm actually here tonight with a special guest, Mr. H.P. Maine. He is my special guest tonight, where he's here talking about taking the next step. I call it a leap of faith. He calls it a next step. And then he's getting ready to actually launch his business. He's an entrepreneur, budding entrepreneur, ready to do his own thing. So he's here talking about a little bit about his journey, where he came, how it all started some years back, and how he's transitioned to that point where he's actually ready to launch that business, he and his family. And it's going to be a family business, so I'm excited about being able to share that. But before before I get into that, I just kind of want to make a few announcements. Remember that we're here every Thursday for the Conscious Creators Toolbox at 7 o'clock on Thursday, so we're looking for you to join us then. Also I want to give a shout out to our partner and our folks that we support, that support us, our family and friends over at Interfaith Truth Center, Austin, Georgia, where you can find it's metaphysical gift shop, and they have programs and services and workshops and just all types of services that will benefit the community. They're a nonprofit organization, and I'm happy to be a part of that group. So I want to shout out to everybody and say hello to them. Thanks for being with me tonight, and I'll just continue to join us on Thursday night at 7 for the Conscious Creators, and on Sunday night at 7 for 7. This month we are talking about it for the Conscious Creators. We're talking about your individual consciousness and and relationship with the collective, the collective consciousness. So we'll be finishing up our last session on this coming Thursday, and I believe that's Thursday the 29th. I believe it is. It's the last session that we'll be talking about. Not exactly sure how we're gonna, end up that talk. We've had an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the individual consciousness as well as the collective. And tonight we talked about the relationship between the collective consciousness and the individual consciousness. Kind of talked a little bit about that. So we'll end it up on Thursday. So be with us on Thursday for the Conscious Creators Toolbox. But tonight, we have with us H.P. Maine, and I am so proud to have you with me tonight. H.P., he's a client, and I've watched his journey from being just a kind of a newlywed and starting a family and becoming responsible and going from that high school graduate and deciding whether to go to all those, making those decisions, and here he is 6 years later, because I've known him a lot longer, but I've actually been working with him since probably the past 6 or 7 years off and on. I've kind of watched him grow, and finally had an opportunity to do some hands-on with him as his coach and his family. So tell me, Mr. HP.
Yes.
Tell me, can I HP?
Yeah,
HP? Tell me HP. Well, tell me, HP. What is it? Tell me about this business. What is it that you're getting ready to do here? What is this next step you're taking? Tell me about this next step.
Well, right now,
what is the next step?
The next step right now for me is me and my wife, my family, we're launching a business called Nonchalant Clothing. And it consists of, right now, it's actually going to be called Nonchalant Kids.
Nonchalant Kids?
Yes.
Nonchalant.
Nonchalant
means whatever. C'est la vie.
Whatever.
Que sera.
That's what I want people
whatever
to feel.
will be. It is what it is. That's what nonchalant to me. When I hear nonchalant, it's like whatever.
Yes. And
That's
I want people to, when they hear that, I want it to be like a head turn. I want people to be nonchalant. I want them to think like, okay,
like, what is that? What are they talking about?
yeah, like,
Because everything is a statement these
yes,
days.
because I feel like everyone has a sense of nonchalantness about them. You know,
talk a little bit about that nonchalant. And where did it come from? First of all, where did that name come from?
The name came from about 5-6 years ago when me and my wife were staying in Atlanta, Georgia, on the west side, and at the time we was walking the dog. We had a little dog named Magnum, and this was before we had actually all the kids, but we was walking and we was listening to my song. It actually came from the song, my song called Nonchalant. And my wife was like,
"Your song?" So
yes.
as a musician,
yes,
because you actually wrote. And
I wrote.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that too. A little bit. Go ahead.
But after that, my wife was like, "Why don't you start a clothing line and name it Nonchalant?" At the time, you know, I was like, yeah, but I didn't really think nothing of it, and that's why it's so crazy. God put certain situations in your life and certain ideas that you might not think of it being or becoming something at the time can actually set something greater than yourself. You know, so fast forward to now. Years later, we're actually, you know what I mean, we getting it started. That's why we're talking about the next step. Because this is the next step. This is the next step.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about this song. And what is this? Because it sounds like a song with got some swag on.
Yeah,
got some swag on with that song. Tell about the song and tell about the music connection, the connection with the music.
Well, actually, the guy that made the beat, his name was Chad. R.I.P. to him. He died a couple months ago. He actually made the instruments in the beat for T.I. ASAP, but the song is actually fits the whole brand of the clothing about not really caring what people care.
Talk about the song. Talk about the song.
Well, the song. It's
actually, a rap. I would have.
Yeah. It's a rap song, and I'm speaking about like not caring about what people feel about you. If such and such has this to say about you. Keep doing you, you know.
Keep doing you.
Yeah, like you said, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's what I hear. I think it is what it is. I've never heard the song. I can't wait to hear it. I'm gonna have to get you to play that for me.
It's gonna be on. We're gonna make a commercial.
It's gonna be kind of the background for the music.
It's gonna be the background.
So I'm gonna get a feel of it.
Yeah, you got it.
So it is what it is, and it's got some swag to it. Tell me. Now, I know a little bit about you, so I want you to share what. I don't want to spill the beans. I just want you to kind of share what I know, because I think it's very interesting. First of all, I will say for the audience's sake, this young man, he is 28.
Yes, ma'am.
He is the father of 4 boys.
Yes, ma'am.
He's been married for how long? Have you been married?
Since 2016. About 4 years.
4 years. They've been married 4 years. So, you've been busy for 4 years because you got 4 boys.
Yes.
And how old are your boys?
I got a 9-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a 3-month.
Okay, so you've got 3-month-old to 9 years old. Okay, they're good-looking boys too.
Thank you.
They are very good-looking boys, and you all are doing a great job with them because they're very polite and they know how to carry themselves. They got some swag too.
Yeah, they got some
swag.
Yeah, they got some swag. They're a handful, but they got some swag.
They look like mommy and daddy quite a bit like mommy. But okay, now I hear all of this responsibility that you got at 28.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 28. You know, head of household, father of 4.
Yes.
Happy wife because she seems happy every time I see her.
Yeah.
How and now you all and now you know it sounds like she was instrumental in this idea, this concept.
Yes.
And how long ago? You said it's been about how many years?
Yeah,
ago?
about 6 years.
About 6 years ago, she just kind of birthed this idea.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, you've been working and kind of mapping it out and playing it one thing at a time, trying to come.
It actually came from like not even like I was telling you earlier. Like some things in your life, when you have an idea, you might not pay attention to it, and then pop back up. Like this, kind of like that situation. Like the whole time that the years went past, we actually wasn't thinking about nonchalant.
You just thought it was a good. She
like,
thought it was a good idea. Cool idea.
The thought was always there in my head and her head, but it's like life putting us in the position to actually take responsibility, to have the idea to spark a physical form of getting it started. Yeah, you know, like, and this is the time, like, that's why we're here today speaking about taking that next step, because us starting this brand is going to be the first step to passive income, to family generational wealth. It might seem like simple clothing to people, but it's deeper than clothing.
We all have to wear clothes.
Yes, we all got to wear clothes.
And you know, in today's world, and I know your kids got swag, you got swag, and I know that we're going to get to this clothing line because I have a feeling that this clothing line has some kind of statement to make.
Yes.
It's a statement to make. But I want to talk a little bit more about you, because you are the one that's actually, you and your wife, you as a team, you all are taking this step.
Yes, ma'am.
You have you birthed this idea. It was like oh, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, you know, the song had swag, and it motivated her or generated her thought toward, you know, packaging it. Understand that it was a package deal.
Yeah, she actually was the one that
concept. She came up with the idea. So you all held on to that idea for six years and tossed it back and forth between the two of you. And I know that she's also kind of, you know, entrepreneur minded.
She
you know,
she's a hustler.
She likes, both of you are. Both of you are. But I appreciate the fact that you kind of did what you had to do in the meantime, because you had a family to take care of, and you didn't leave them high and dry. You just put them on the back burner to do this. You incorporate. Well, that was really wise. Talk a little bit more about you. I understand that you talk about rap, you talk about music, so obviously you've got some music in your background. Talk about that music background.
I've been doing music, since elementary school. My first time, like, for anyone or everyone to notice that I was musically inclined was actually, it actually was at a skating rink. I started dancing in front of everyone at Sparkles in Marietta, Georgia. Or in Smyrna, Georgia, actually. And I danced and they had like a little disco thing right there with the floor lighted up. And I was dancing in skates, and I was moonwalking, and I was doing splits.
With skates on?
With skates on, yes. And
that's James Brown splits?
James Brown splits, yes.
I ain't mad at you.
And from there, transition to school. And our first auditorium pep rally, I was in Spanish class, and I was a dancer for Spanish class, and instead of salsa dancing, I was ticking and doing the Michael Jackson and James Brown, and everyone liked it. And my mama made me the Michael Jackson glove made of glitter. It wasn't.
And you were very young. We're not talking about like being a teen. You were just a kid.
I was just a kid.
Just a kid. Yeah. 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, 7 or 8. Yeah.
She told me a little bit about your background. She said that she shared this with me, and I wanted you to kind of talk about it. If you can remember, you may be too young. I may have to tell the story that she told me. But she was explaining to me that you had the opportunity actually to go to Hollywood. That someone actually discovered you and wanted to draft you to take you, wanted you to be a star, a child star.
Yeah.
But at 7 or 8 years old, I think she said you were 7 or 8. She said that she gave you the opportunity. She asked you if you wanted to go.
Yeah.
And what did you say?
I said no. I wanted to go to school.
You wanted to go to school, be with your friends.
Yes.
Were you a good friend?
I guess I was.
You didn't want to leave your mom. I could tell.
I didn't really know. Like, see, I was dancing for the love of it. I didn't really think of it as being something that could
a job.
Yeah, that could change my life. Yeah,
it could change your life.
Yeah.
So, do you think that at that age you had the inkling that it could be something that was something that you just knew that wasn't something that you wanted for your destiny?
I think I was just young. I didn't really know. I just
said no.
Yeah, I just
because your mama thought she said no because she wanted you to. I'm gonna do no.
Yeah, because everyone did want me. Yeah, like I was like, no, I'd rather go to school. But like I said, like sometimes I be thinking like, why didn't I? Not on no regret thing, but see, like as time go on, like I'm still in the same business. But I think like I really didn't think I was ready though. I didn't think I had a lot maturing to do, and like I said, I don't really do the music for fame and stuff. I own all my publishing, and right now I'm in the best position I ever been in right now. And it took some time and it took some struggle, but it's time for the next step.
So you have some music out there,
yes.
and you've been doing some rap, and you've got some royalties coming in.
Yes,
some
I
of
do.
And you have a channel. You have
Yeah.
a YouTube channel where you actually have
videos,
and
everything.
you have a nice little following, don't you?
Yes, I
Just
do.
as an amateur.
Yes, I am.
And something else your mom said about you, and you are the way she talked, you were very mature even at that young age. You had some kind of connection with someone that's bigger and higher than you.
Yeah.
They probably spoken to your heart.
Yeah.
What you want. But one of the things that she did say about you, that she said that you wanted, that really moved me, was that you always wanted to be a family man.
Yeah, I wanted to be a family
Talk about
man.
that a little bit. Because this clothing line is right into the family thing.
See, what it was like, even I think every young boy, you know, growing up, whether they notice it or aware of it, every young boy yearns to want to see a father figure in his life. And my grandfather was in my life, but he wasn't an actual father, you know. And at the time he was already kind of older, so it was like I watched the things my mom went through, and it kind of transformed me to a different person, you know. Like, shout out to my mom. She been a big role in everything I do, you know. But like it comes from my father not being there. And I was like, when I have my family and my kids, I'm gonna make sure I be there. That's why I always thought, like, you know, as a kid, I'm gonna have a family one day, you know.
And you're gonna show them how to do it. Which is remarkable, because so you know how to make that, you know how to change your vibration. And you know how I am about vibration.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Something else too I know about you that I wanted you to talk a little bit about is what gratitude means to you, because you talk a lot about understanding where you are. And not having a lot of regret.
Yes.
Look back. Not that you don't look back in memory. You know, you have some memories that you were either fond of or I could change it if I could. But you don't have a lot of regret. When you're sharing with our sessions, you don't have a lot of regret. You are always either in the present, what it is, or you're looking at planning for the future. Talk a little bit about how gratitude plays in your life. What is it? How do you use gratitude?
I use it as really like the building blocks of every foundation that I have. You have to be grateful of where you are to get to the next step, period. No matter if you don't like the job you work, you might not like the car you drive, you might not like, but regardless of how you feel about that, you have to be grateful. You got to, because there's people out here that don't have that. There's people out here that don't have a house, board, even a bus station to lay at. You know, there's people that are going through a worse predicament than you are. And I try not to compare myself, but it's realistic. So I always tell myself, you know, like, our life could be worse, because we went through a lot of stuff. I remember. We went through a lot of stuff. Me and my wife and my kids, we went through a lot of stuff before we had all the kids in one household together. we was going through stuff, and that was built. That I think that what has built our character for today. And we're not perfect. We go through stuff all the time, every second, you know. And I think that's part of the process. I think it's part of the process. You can't have something good without going through something bad and appreciating it. So right now, this is the next step. Not letting anything hold us back. Being patient even when we don't feel like it. And right now, working on discipline and on taking the next step, because you have to be disciplined to withhold a certain position of success.
I would say that you're very disciplined.
Yeah.
You are. You display a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
You set a goal for yourself, and
Yeah.
and you work toward that goal, and you usually meet it, and you keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have to say that you are, and the thing about gratitude, you understand that gratitude is as far as a positive and a high frequency vibration, energy. Gratitude is right up there with love.
Yeah.
You know? If you're not loving, you ought to be gratitude.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Yeah. If
You're doing one or the other. Yeah.
You can't have.
And I know that you love your family.
Yeah,
I see how you love your family. You're very supportive of your mother, your grandparents.
Yeah.
You're very supportive of them.
Yeah.
You were probably the apple of their eye because you were there. You were the youngest one.
Yeah, I was the only child.
You're the baby, that baby boy. So but you don't act like that. You don't act like a spoiled little baby boy. You act like a big grown up, mature. And you've always been that way since I've known you.
It happened where I didn't really have a taste of independency till after 9th grade, when my grandmother wasn't able to buy my clothes anymore, and I had to do certain stuff that probably that I'm not proud of doing, but I had to do certain things to get my own money. But looking back on it, like we judge kids and we judge things that they go through and think, things that they do, but it's a part of their process, and I'm trying to understand, and that's why I'm so glad that I've been through the things I've been through, because having all these boys, every little thing that they think they about to go through, I didn't already did.
You can be hip to that.
I can be hip to that.
You can have swag if you want to, but Daddy got swag. All right, tell me. Let's talk real quickly. I mean, I shouldn't say quickly, but let's talk about that clothing line called Nonchalant. Tell me about it. It sounds like it's got swag too.
Yes, it do.
It sounds like it's got attitude.
Yes, it got.
And I know the boys have attitude because I've seen them, and they are full of personality and full of. They are chip off the old block. So you got them going really good, and they're not short of personality at all.
No,
so I would imagine that clothing line is going to be very similar to their. It's going to fit. Yeah. So tell me about the clothing line. I mean, just because I'm just kind of thinking. I'm seeing this hat that you got on.
Yeah.
Would this clothing line be something like little people dressed like big people?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about it.
That's what it is.
Tell me about it.
Because the grown-ups think that they're the only one that can. I mean, they got nice clothes for kids, but what we're doing is we having kid clothing that once the grown-ups see it, they gonna be like, you don't have that in our size, and stuff like that. So that and this hat actually is one of our these
from your line.
Yeah, it's from our line. And we have Fendi, we have Gucci, Louis Vuitton,
all designer names, and for little people.
And besides designer, we coming out with our own just nonchalant clothing brand.
Okay, you're gonna do a clothing brand with us. But you're going to be kind of marketing on that same designer line look, and it's going to be the same kind of flair, the same swag. The design
so we don't want to just promote just the designer. We're going to have actually.
You're going to do your own. You're going to brand it.
Yes,
yes. All right. Okay. So you got to use the designers as your model.
Yes.
So they're gonna be hooking. You're gonna be hooking those kids up. They're gonna be walking around nonchalant, and daddy and mama gonna want to look nonchalant too. You got that in my style. I like that. I like that. And so I'm asking, and I want to know: are you planning on using the boys for your model for these?
Yes.
Is it mostly boys clothing, or is it gonna be girls?
No, it's actually both. It's actually both.
Both boys and girls.
Boys and girls. Right now, we with the boys, we actually showing them ownership. That's why, besides them modeling clothes, we're going to break down to them. They're going to watch us on the way, but we're showing them ownership of how to run a business. They might not actually be aware of what mommy and daddy doing, but they're going to catch on. They're going to catch on, and they have no choice because it's going to be around them. So they're going to have to pick up the business strategies and the mindset that we're doing, because this is going to be their life. They're going to be involved in it, so they have no choice but to pick up what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. So and it's going to be, is it, how young the sizes are going to, we're talking babies, or you're talking
14 to 14, yeah.
Okay.
14.
Okay, 14 to 14, so the whole children's line.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a feeling they're going to hook up some babies after a while, too.
Yes.
Because you got that 4-month-old. That 4-month-old guy, he got a little swag, too. He's going to be a part of the family.
Yeah.
So I understand that you're a photographer.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would imagine that you're going to be filming, the kids are going to model, and you're going to use them as your models.
Yes.
And if I remember, you were talking about launching this line online. It's not going to be, you're not going to have a brick and you're not going to have a location. Everything is online now anyway.
Yeah, with the COVID-19 going on, we're gonna keep it online. So people.
So you'll do your own, your own layouts and everything.
Layouts and everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I am so excited about what you're doing. I'm very proud of you. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful that I'm a part of the journey, that I'm making this journey with you. And if all of my clients were as positive minded or forward minded or just kind of like in the now, being present and understanding where they are and appreciating where they are. And understand you got to be here to be present before you can really appreciate it and accept it. So I wish that I could bottom you, but I'm going to work on a book, and you're going to have a special chapter in there because I'm going to say that it doesn't matter. You can be 23, you can be 22, and you can understand. You can have the experience and the understanding that I don't know. I think sometimes that came from inside, and you went inside to pull it out, because everything we need is inside of us.
Yes, it got to be in you. Not on you.
That's right. It's got to be in you, not on you. There you go. If it's on you, somebody can take it off. So you got to shake it off. But if it's in you, you can always go in there and get it. So then that's something that a lot of folk your age and younger, because we're talking 20, 21 is when you kind of stepped out there, and even at age 7 and 8 when you recognize that I don't think I want to go to Hollywood. I'm gonna, I want to be with my family. I want to be a kid and grow up, and I want to have my own family. You're probably smart enough to be able to look around at some of the celebrities and see what they were doing.
See what they were doing.
What celebrities would you say that you were very notable of, or watchful of, or you knew and you recognized their lifestyle and who they were?
Growing up first, being raised around my grandparents.
Because they're all music. Oh, your family's music
church and everything. I actually played the drums for the church and sung in the choir for a little while. But my influence was actually Michael Jackson, because I used to sit in the front room practicing dancing to all the everything.
And you probably recognized the story of his family.
The story of everything he
probably
been through.
Spoke a lot to you too. And that's good, because you say you didn't have that father figure, but you were smart enough to know that there was somebody out there you could look at and you could learn something from. And Michael Jackson was a pretty good person to learn something from, because he's extremely talented.
Well,
he had a tough life.
Yeah, he was. But my grandmother actually, she was kind of a motivation too, because she didn't know her father. So when I was old,
Your grandmother?
Yes, my grandmother. When I had any questions about, but actually before I had any questions about a father, my grandma already said, I didn't know my daddy like you don't know your daddy. You don't need a daddy. I'm your daddy.
I know that woman, and she could be a daddy if she needs to be a daddy. Okay.
So that's how they go.
Yeah. Well, they do. Of course, I know they take vows because you are. Yeah. I'm sure you make them proud. Yeah. I know your mom does. She's always sharing about you and how proud she is of you, and you're a good son. You're a good son. Good son, good father, good husband.
Thank you.
Good. Somebody at that old job's gonna miss you though when you tell them, hey, I don't want a pink slip on. Here's my beautiful letter of resignation. Yeah. So you're getting ready to do that. You're gonna step out, and it's gonna be your sole source of income, your own thing.
Yeah. Man, and the thing is, like I said, everyone is not meant to be an entrepreneur, because ain't nothing easy. And I feel like going through the struggle, the good thing about the struggle everyone says that once they go through the struggle, they don't want to go through it no more. Regardless of having money and not having money, it's gonna always be a struggle with anything, with something.
Well,
So
life is it's got the ups and its downs.
ups and downs.
And you've got to have the struggle so you can appreciate when you are on top. Huh?
And see, and I embrace, and I'm ready for struggles. Bring it on more.
Bring it on.
Bring it on more.
I know, nonchalant. Bring it on. It is what it is. I am so thankful that you came to be with me tonight, and I appreciate that. And I look forward to hearing about that leap of faith, that step out and opening those doors and nonchalant. You said not so nonchalant.
Yes, ma'am.
So nonchalant.com.
Yes, ma'am.
It's actually the website, and you're gonna be just watch for it, you guys. Watch for the So Nonchalant clothing line by HP Maine and Company.
Yes.
Is it and Company or Man and Family? How you gonna do
it? I think we're just going just nonchalant clothing.
That's gonna be nonchalant clothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the website is so nonchalant.
So nonchalant.com.
All right. And right now we on the women's side, cause even though me and my wife we doing everything together, she's gonna be handling like certain designer bags as well for women.
Okay. So you're gonna have a line for that. You're gonna kind of walk into, but that next step is that children's clothing.
Yes.
So that's what you're talking about.
That's what we're doing right now.
And then you're gonna go from there.
Yes, go from there.
See what the masses want. You're gonna swag them on down. Come on, nonchalant.
Drip.
It is what it is.
Drip down. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm excited for you, HP, and thanks so much for being with me. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so proud of you, and share that hug with your family,
yes,
the boys.
Yes,
give them all a hug for me,
and
put me on the mailing list.
I got you.
I don't have any kids, but I got some grandkids, and I want them to have some swag too. I want them to all have swag. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. You guys get ready. I know you're getting ready for next week. Have a wonderful week. Please remember to join me on Thursday for the Conscious Creators Toolbox. That's the last session of the month, and we'll be talking. I'll be sharing with you what we're going to be talking about for November and maybe December coming up. So, get ready to see me on Thursday. You guys have a wonderful week. Remember, manifest best. You guys be good, and we'll see you on Thursday. Take care.
Thank you.
Good night. Thanks.
Had to wait my turn, now it's my time. Cause I done waited long enough. But you gotta be strong enough. See, I done waited long enough. But you gotta be strong enough.